Hi, welcome to Street Priest Ministries. I'm your host, Brother Jay, as we're taking the Gospels back to the streets. Today's drive-through message is the minor prophets, Zechariah. So turn in your Bibles to Zechariah 10. That's where we left off. Book of Zechariah is a very good book for showing God's heart toward his people and restoring things to normalcy. Things got kind of chaotic because of his children's rebellion against him, which is always the case. We bring our problems on ourselves. God's going to be God. He's our heavenly referee. We do right, we get rewarded. We do wrong, we get penalized like a ref's supposed to be. His laws aren't going to change. His grace and his mercy allows us to get back in good standing with him after our rebellion. But he's a just God. He's not going to reward you for your evil. Hell's going to be full of rebels that didn't get it. That God's the boss. It's going to be his way or the highway to hell, as I coined the phrase. His way or the highway to hell. You choose. But he's going to get his way either way. So the children of Israel found that out the hard way. And now it was read about God's heart and how he felt toward his children, like you feel towards your children. What's the hardest thing for me to do is punish my children as I was raising them. They had an old saying, this is going to hurt me more than it hurts you. Especially when you had to use corporal punishment, which I use. Spare the rod, spoil the child. It's a problem with this generation now. They don't understand it. It's an entitled generation. They have no work ethic. We was raised with all that. Corporal punishment, all that. God's the same way. He said, even in Revelations, about the rod of correction. Christ talking to the church. So God will use the rod on us. It says it throughout the Bible. I think Proverbs says, I'm just paraphrasing it, but it says a rod for a fool's back. Says in Proverbs, another verse, that spare not the rod. You beat your child, he won't die. Now we ain't talking about abuse. You beat him with a cane upside the head or something, that's not on the backside. Sorry, man. Put that pad in his back there for. And see, the devil understands this, so he instituted all these crazy, insane laws that's taking it overboard, where you can't even spank your child when he gets out of line. Spare the rod, spoil the child, is what the Bible says. We ain't talking abuse. It's a fine line between chastisement and abuse. All my children came out and exceeded far beyond what I would have expected. And they thanked me later. As the Bible said the kids would. They thank you for being a parent that didn't spare the rod. You can see the difference. One of my children, while he was in college, was a manager of a store. One of those major drug chain stores. And my child got employee of the month every month and employee of the year every year until he left there. People said he was so mannerable. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Raised my kids that way. Wasn't by accident. I was raised that way. You respect your elders. You act like you got some sense in public. None of this pants sagging and cursing out elderly and all that crap. Get your teeth knocked out your mouth in my generation for that. But these bastards today ain't had no upbringing. The parents didn't have no upbringing. Therefore the kids didn't have no upbringing. This is what we're reading about in this book right here. A generation that's practicing the do as thou wilt philosophy. No, it's checks and balances. And with God, in His Word, we've read plenty of that. If you follow Scripture, God go check and balance you. He'll do it Himself. Or He sent agents to do it. In this case, He sent the heathen to do it. That was God's rod. Drug them off into captivity. He really tortured them, killed them, and maimed them, and did all kind of crazy stuff to them, raped and abused them. Did everything they was doing. You say, Lord, you want to see how it feels to be corrupt? Well, get somebody more corrupt than you to teach you. There's always somebody bigger and badder out there than you. And that's the problem with these millennials. They think they can do whatever they want until they run up against a force to be reckoned with. That get them in line quick. You can't just run over people. You can't do what you want just because you don't like their opinion. Run up with a stick and crack them upside the head. Some people will blow your head off of that. You don't play that. And the evil dark forces to be have engineered this a societal band of idiots that's running around now. Entitlement generation. You see in God's book how He deals with it. He's not going to deal with it. God's purging this nation now of that. He took God out of every institution. This is what you get. Prayer out. Nature abhors a vacuum. In comes witchcraft, witches and warlocks to teach your kids. And what are they going to teach your kids? Rebellion. Satan is a rebellion. He's the rebellious one. What are they going to teach him? What is left? Nature abhors a vacuum. It's either God and Christ being taught, which, if being taught, you got a stable society. Go around, look around the world. Go look for yourself and see. You pick a country where communism is being taught, or some form of fascism is being taught, or some theocracy apart from God that's being taught. Rape, pillaging, even in the name of religion. You got a head chopper religion running around. You feel they can chop somebody's head off because they disagree with their God. They have the ordained right to chop your head off. It says in their book. Actually, it doesn't say it in their book. If you don't swear allegiance to that God, you're an infidel, and you deserve to be raped, robbed, murdered, pushed off of buildings in the name of their religion. If you don't bow to what their book says and their law says. And in their book it says to slaughter Christians and Jews. And their religion is a religion that conquers wherever it goes. It's all it is. It's a fascist religion with a religious cult. Oh, that's all it is. Beat you into submission. But that's what replaces. So when you go around the world, there is no freedom apart from God and Christianity. Wherever there's God and Christian nation, there's freedom. Period. This nation was founded on Judeo-Christian values. Period. That's why this nation, that's why everybody want to come here. Why people are hopping the fence, going under the fence, around the fence, anywhere they can to get here. But the problem is a lot of them that get here come with their third world. I believe, for one, I believe you should come legally. You should come through the front door. I thought I'd state that. We're a nation of laws. We're a republic, not a banana republic. But that being said, I can understand trying to escape your hellhole. But once you get here, don't turn this into a hellhole. Like your hellhole you left. It's the problem I have with so-called immigrants. Come to the front door and respect the God of this nation. It's a Christian God. This nation was founded on Christian. That's why you got freedom. That's why we have a constitution. Inalienable rights, the Bill of Rights. God-given rights that no man, which they're trying to do, subtly, through the evil dark forces be and Satan his agents take from us and shred the Constitution. It's the only thing that stands between us and tyranny. I don't care if you worship a rock in your backyard. Don't try to force your religious worship of a rock down my throat. I don't care what you worship. I don't worship. I don't worship at all. Believe me, you don't have to believe in God. I don't care. So don't try to force it on me. Don't try to silence me from speaking about my God. And I don't care if I'm in a government building. My constitutional rights don't stop at the door of a government building. I want to pull a Bible out and read it during my break at work. Shut up. I don't want to hear your opinion on it. Separation of religion and state that you done twisted and distorted. And not knowing and ignorant of what the Constitution really says about that. And no state should form a religion. No state should interpret what a religion is. Like I said, if you want to worship a rock, worship a rock. I don't care. In your backyard, I don't care. I'll fight for an occultist right to worship the devil. It's your right. Just don't force the devil down my throat. Don't try to put me on your menu for your devil to eat me. Cannibalize me. That's what I have a problem with. Or any of the children in this nation. Keep your religion in your house to yourself. I don't care. I really don't. But you have a movement going on trying to take God and Christ out of everything. Rip crosses off of memorials and all of that. No, it's not going to happen. You got a lazy, lethargical ostrich with their heads in the sand church. They created this vacuum and void that we have now. When Satan is just running rapid with his crew across and pillaging the land. You know, Christians with backbones are standing up. for their faith. Stand up for your faith. Push back. Get in their face. I do. I've been doing it all my life. You ain't going to convert me with your darkness. Learn this book. That's what we read it for. Learn it. It's a sword. The Word of God is a sword. Use it. Ask ye of the Lord, rain in the time of the latter rain. So the Lord shall make bright clouds and give them showers of rain to every one grass in the field. For the idols have spoken vanity. God had a big thing against idol worship. And you got a lot of idols in some religions, a major religion. I don't name names, but you know which one it is. You go to its cathedrals and nothing but idols everywhere. So we'll see what God says about it. For idols have spoken vanity, and the diviners have seen a lie. Hear that, you sorcerers? You witches? And diviners have seen a lie, and have told false dreams. Even if Satan give you a little truth, 90% truth and 10% lie, it's just a good lie. Still false. And that's how the devil usually works anyway. He ain't called a deceiver for no reason. He's deceiving the whole world right now. The whole world following him think he's some type of God that's going to whoop the God. No. In the end, the story's always been written for him. I done read it until you give a teaching on Revelations. Whatever. He has an end, and he knows it. He has a clock set on him and his kingdom of darkness, and he knows it. But he's going to fool a lot of kings of this world, a lot of leaders of this world, a lot of people that's sold their soul and given allegiance to him. That's why he's called a deceiver. He's going to deceive them. They're going to, in the end, they're going to say, we followed you. We thought you had some kind of power to whoop the God. No, he doesn't. He's a created being. Vanity and pride even got him uplifted where he thought he had a chance to whoop his creator, which is insane. But it shows how pride does you once you go off the deep end with pride. You think you can do anything. No, God hooks in his jaw as well. Checks and balances on him. It's aligned with him. He can only go so far. But he's going to deceive myriads of people into thinking he has a chance to whoop the creed. And they're going to go down to hell with him. For the idols have spoken vanity, and diviners have seen a lie, and have told false dreams. They comfort in vain. Therefore they went their way as a flock. They were troubled because there was no shepherd, no leader, no man of God. Mine anger was kindled against the shepherds, because the shepherds spoke falsehood. False shepherds, shepherds in wolves and sheep's clothing. That's what we got now in the pulpits, with the Rufus Glitter Teeths and the Smiley Saws and the New Age babies. False shepherds. The Bible said blind be leaders of blind, all fall into the ditch. A bunch of blind leading the blind. Mine anger was kindled against the shepherds, and I punished the goats. For the Lord of hosts had visited his flock. See? God's in control. For the Lord of hosts had visited his flock, the house of Judah, and have made them his goodly horse in the battle. Out of him came forth the corner, out of him the nail, out of him the battle blow, out of him every oppressor together. And they shall be as mighty men which tread down their enemies in the mirror of the streets in the battle. And they shall fight because the Lord is with them. And the riders on horses shall be confounded. And I will strengthen the house of Judah, and I will save the house of Joseph. And I will bring them again to place them For I have mercy upon them, and they shall be as though I had not cast them off. In other words, I'm going to restore them. I'm going to wipe the slate clean, as though I have never punished them at all. For I am the Lord their God, and I will hear them. And they of Ephraim shall be like a mighty man, and their heart shall rejoice as through wine. Yea, their children shall see it, and be glad. Their heart shall rejoice in the Lord. I will hiss for them, and gather them, for I have redeemed them, and they shall increase as they have increased. And I will sow them among the people, and they shall remember me in far countries, and they shall live with their children and turn again. I will bring them again also out of the land of Egypt, and gather them out of Assyria, and I will bring them into the land of Gilead and Lebanon. And place shall not be found for them. And he shall pass through the sea with affliction, and shall smite the waves in the sea, and all the deeps of the river shall dry up, and the pride of Assyria shall be brought down, and the scepter of Egypt shall depart away. And I will strengthen them in the Lord, and they shall walk up and down in his name, saith the Lord. Open the doors of Lebanon, that the fire may devour thy cedars. Howl, O fir tree, for the cedar is fallen, because the mighty are spoiled. Howl, O ye oaks of Bashan, for the forest of the vintage is come down. There is a voice of the howling of the shepherds, for their glory is spoiled, a voice of roaring of young lions, for the pride of Jordan is spoiled. Thus saith the Lord my God, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them, and hold them not guilty. And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. And their own shepherds pity them not. For I will no more pity the inhabitants of the land, saith the Lord. Below I will deliver the men every one into his neighbor's hand, and into the hand of his king, and they shall smite the land, and out of their hand I will not deliver them. And I will feed the flock of slaughter, even you, O poor of the flock. And I took unto me 2 staves, the one I call beauty, and the other I call bands. And I fed the flock. 3 shepherds also I cut off in 1 month, and my soul loatheth them. And their soul also abhorreth me. God said there's mutual hatred. There's mutual hatred here. I hate them and they hate me. And we think gonna win this one. Then said, I will not feed you. That dieth. Let it die. And that is to be cut off, let it be cut off. And let the rest eat everyone the flesh of another. Cannibalism. God said, I'm going to cut you off to where you starve, you start eating one another. And I took my staff, even beauty, and cut it in sunder, that I might break my covenant, which I had made with all the people. And it was broken in that day. And so the poor of the flock that waited upon me knew that it was the word of the Lord. And I said unto them, if you think good, give me price, and if not, forbear. So they weighed for my price 30 pieces of silver. That's referring to Christ. That's what he was sold for by Judas. And the Lord said unto me, cast it into the potter. Remember that Judas realized what he did, selling his master out. And he tried to get the money back to the priest. And the priest said, no, that's blood money. We ain't taking that. We ain't touching that money. Money is cursed. So the money was used to buy the potter's field. I done taught him that. Christ was broken for us, wounded for our He was bruised for our iniquities, and wounded for our transgressions. Chastisement of God's peace was upon him. And with his stripes we are healed. It's a covenant of healing. I done taught on all that. You get those teaching at the potter's house. That's the name of the video. Get the video of the potter's house. But anyway, his blood was used to purchase a waste potter's field where all the rejected pots were thrown. It was symbolized us. Like I said, you want teaching and thorough on that, get the potter. And another video was called The Field of Blood. The potter's field and the field of blood, two different videos. They're teaching depth on what Christ's redemptive work was. But anyway, this is what he's talking about. This is prophetic. And I said unto them, if ye think good, give me my price, and if not, forbear. So they weighed for my price 30 pieces of silver. And the Lord said unto me, cast it unto the potter, a goodly price that I was priced at of them. And I took the 30 pieces of silver and cast them to the potter in the house of the Lord. Then I cut asunder mine other staff, even bands, that I might break the brotherhood between Judah and Israel. And the Lord said unto me, take unto thee yet the instruments of a foolish shepherd. For lo, I will raise up a shepherd in the land, which shall not visit those that be cut off, neither shall seek the young one, nor heal that is broken, nor feed that standeth still. But he shall eat the flesh of the fat, and tear their claws in pieces. Woe unto the idle shepherd that leaveth the flock. You hear that, you idle shepherds behind these pulpits now? Woe to the idle shepherd that leaveth the flock. Jesus gave an example of that. Could call you in hiring. See the wolf and run. Wolf's the Satan and his minions. Woe to the idle shepherd that leaveth the flock. The sword shall be upon his arm, and upon his right eye his arm shall be clean dried up, and his right eye shall be utterly darkened. Jesus talked about the eye of the soul. That's what he's referring to. The burden of the word of the Lord for Israel, saith the Lord, which stretcheth forth the heavens, and layeth the foundation of the earth, and formeth the spirit of man within. This is God bossing up. Read that again. The burden of the word of the Lord. Yes, it is a burden. It's an inside joke with God. We have us men to deliver his word. The burden of the word of the Lord for Israel, saith the Lord, which stretcheth forth the heavens. God stretched these heavens out. Everything you looking up at, God created. The sky. You look into outer space, the stars, all that he created. This is him boasting right here that he did. Despite what the alley-oop bonehead scientists try to proclaim, ain't no such thing as accidents even in science. That's just the blind leading the blind with their haphazard theories of creation. Their retarded theories of creation. No, creation is a creator. Cause and effect. It's a catalyst for creation. That's why it's called a creator. That's why it's called. Now they're trying to reduce it down because a lot of them are sorcerers and into witchcraft and all that. Now they're trying to credit Satan, Lucifer, with creation. And he's deceiving the scientists. They didn't abandon the Big Bang Theory. The word of the Lord for Israel, that saith the Lord, which stretcheth forth the heavens, and layeth the foundation of the earth, and formeth the spirit of man within him. All you scientists out there that's creating robotoids and robots, fembots and everything else, can't create a real man with a soul. Sentient matter with a spirit, you can't create it. Can't create a soul. Can't create an angel. All you can do is take from what God had already created and create something that's like, even your cloning, something that's lifeless, soulless. Can't create something that can question its reason for existence. It has free will. That's created eternal. Which stretcheth forth the heavens, and layeth the foundation of the earth, and formeth the spirit of man within him. Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of trembling unto the people around about, and they shall be in the sage both against Judah and against Jerusalem. And in that day I will make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people. All that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces. It's talking restoration. After Christ died, God had the Roman legions come through in 70 A.D. and killed off a whole lot of them. And the rest was scattered to the four corners of the earth. God brought them back to their land in 1948, using the heathen to bring them back. And you've been seeing the restoration of Israel ever since. And you witnessed it in your lifetime since 1948. You had the 67 war, Golan Heights war, you had